a Q&A kind of just chill video. So I've got my tea, I've got my phone with all my questions from Instagram and Twitter, and I've also got some in here from just emails I've gotten a lot of. I'm gonna film a video on like my tips for YouTube as well today, so you'll see me looking the same. But I figure a lot of those questions were catered towards starting a YouTube channel, and not everyone necessarily wants to watch that. So that will be in a separate video, and then this will just be other questions. A lot of people ask about my phone. It's just the, actually I'll take the case off so you guys can see it. It's the HTC One M8, and it's in like this beautiful rose gold color, and, oh hello. It's a Droid, and it's the first time I've gone back to a Droid. I've had an iPhone for quite a while, and I used to have a Droid, and I went back to it just because I wanted to change, to be honest, and I kind of miss my iPhone. And here's why. I've got an iPad and I have my MacBook, so everything else is synced up, but then my phone's not, and I really miss that about the iPhone. So I'll keep this for a while because I'm freaking paying for it. So, but you know, beyond that, I probably will go back to the iPhone for that reason alone. I mean, it's no better of a phone, and I really love the way this looks, but it is what it is. Okay, so one from Twitter. Do your students or parents or colleagues know that you do YouTube? If so, what do they think? If not, would it bother you if they watched? They all know about it. My students, some of them watch it, and they're like the girls in the class, and I think, and the parents know about it too, and we've even talked about it in person, and you know, it's just such an odd situation. You know, not many people do what I do. I mean, there's plenty of us out there, but that are also teachers. And so it's just an odd situation, but they know, and because I teach 6th grade, which was another question, I teach 6th grade, they're at an age where, you know, they get it, and it's not that big of a deal, and I don't talk about things that are inappropriate, so it hasn't really been an issue. My colleagues that I teach with just recently found out about it. Well, some of them already knew, and so some of them watch it and some of them don't quite get it, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We don't talk about it all the time because we're there and we're all teaching. Like, I'm not thinking about YouTube all the time while I'm there. It's just a different world. I mean, it's my job, but so is this. It's just different, you know? Someone said, what is your favorite go-to lippy for work? Probably what I'm wearing right now. This is the Maybelline Color Whisper in Lust for blush. Actually, I should probably put more on. I've been drinking a lot of tea. And you can see it's just such a chill color. Like, you don't necessarily need a mirror. They're really inexpensive, so if you're using it every day and you use it up, it's not that big of a deal because you can just buy it again for $5. I love it so much. So much. But other than that, I really don't wear lipstick because it just wears off weird, and if I'm drinking coffee, you know, during my prep, I don't necessarily want to reapply it, and you know, so I'll either do something like that or just any kind of a nude or neutral lip gloss, because lip glosses don't wear off as oddly for me, so that typically works pretty well. If I sound sick, I am, so sorry guys. What's your greatest memory? Becoming engaged. From 2014, they asked. Becoming engaged, and it was captured on film, and I'm so thankful that it was, because it was still us alone, but I love that that's also captured. So if you haven't seen our engagement video over on Tyler, my fiance's channel, I'll link it below. It's just wonderful. Do you want kids? Maybe. No, definitely. I'm from a big family, and he's from a kind of medium-sized family, but his dad is from a big family. I mean, so there are a lot of big families around us, and I loved growing up with siblings. And so I know that if we had kids, we'd probably want more than one. But I think it's just a matter of when, because we do like to travel, and we travel a lot. I mean, that's what his channel is centered around, and I talk a lot about traveling on my channel, and packing organization and all those things, that I feel like we'd want it to kind of be strategic in a way, but at the same time, I think we've reserved ourselves to the fact that, you know, once we're married, when it happens, you know, and that's just the way it's meant to be. That's the way I would believe that God has meant it to be, so that's that. What brand of toothpaste do I use? I love the randomness of these questions. Crest 3D White, and I use that for the most part. I also use the Crest 3D White rinse, but I only use it like 3 times a week because it burns my tongue. It really does, and it's probably because it's like bad for you, I don't know, but Another person asked if I bleach my teeth. No. When is the wedding? It is in June, and it's going to be a really small wedding. I think I've decided against doing a wedding series. I know a lot of you guys have asked about it, but and I might change my mind, but I've already got enough stress surrounding the fact that we're trying to save up money for a honeymoon and for the wedding and for a house and all those different things that come with it. I don't think I want to add that to my plate, to be very candid. And really that's not what this is about. And I feel like I'm saving a lot of money and being able to budget, mostly just because of people that I know in my life that are able to help me out. Like my dress will be custom made because I know someone that's a close friend of mine is doing it. So I'm saving money, but not in ways that's necessarily beneficial to tell you about, because that's not going to help you. So that's where I'm kind of faltered. So I might bring it up just randomly in videos, but I don't think I'm going to do a whole series because frankly, it will just stress me out. Yeah, a lot of YouTube questions I'll answer in that other video. Oh, I love this question. Will Tyler and your Disney obsession be incorporated into your wedding? Maybe. Our colors are black and white and just really simple. And everyone keeps asking like, what's gonna be your pop of color? I'm like, none. There will be no pop of color. We just want it to be black and white. And they're like, well, no, you gotta have a pop. I'm like, no. Let me stop you right there. We don't gotta do nothing. So it's just funny. I mean, everyone just projects what they think your wedding should be like, and it's always in a loving way, but at the same time, like, no, like he and I have talked about this for years, and we just want it simple, and it's gonna be small, and the reception's gonna be in his backyard. I mean, it is gonna be simple and small and lovely and wonderful with lanterns and lights, and that's what I've always dreamed of. That's what he's always dreamed of, and I am ecstatic. Oh my gosh, just ecstatic. But Disney-wise, we're thinking of a few ways. We've talked about maybe doing a cake topper, or I mean, there's 1,000 things on Pinterest about how to do Disney. He's thought about doing like on his bow tie or on his tie, whatever, having Mickey in there some way. But we don't want anything super obvious, but it's gonna be in there some way because that is part of the reason we met, but also just something we love. And that brings me to the next question. I don't know where it was, but they were asking about how we met. And we met, I've already talked about this in some previous Get to Know Me videos I've done, and I can link them below, but we met doing Aladdin together. I was playing Jasmine and he was playing Aladdin, and it was here in town. It was locally, not like at Disney or anything. And that's just how we met, and it was just kind of history from there. I go into a lot more detail. I mean, I could just gush about it for 1,000 years, but I've already kind of explained it pretty well in the other videos if you want to check them out. But we just knew. Like, I think back to that week, the first week I met him, and all the emotions I was going through, and I was, there was a lot going on then in my life, but he just always would just pop up into my mind, and there was just something about him, and it wasn't just that he was cute, because he is super cute. But it wasn't just that he was cute. It was not just that he also liked theater. It wasn't just that he was also smart. It was just everything. And just something that he admitted that I was just so drawn to. And so, I mean, it's all history and I'm so thankful, but just everything works out the way it's supposed to. And I feel like if I hadn't moved back from Chicago when I did, and if I hadn't agreed to do that show, and if everything hadn't worked out exactly the way that God wanted it to, I wouldn't have met him. And my life is so different. It is so different and so wonderful, and I'm all teary-eyed and I look crazy and my throat hurts, but gosh, it is amazing the way things work out the way that they're supposed to in their own time. It can't be when you want it because it's just not going to work out that way. It's just got to be when it's supposed to, and you just have to let go and let God, as I would say, or just let the universe take care of it, because it will. So it is amazing that things work out that way. What TV shows do you watch? Oh my gosh. I used to watch Dexter all the time, but we watched it all, now it's over, and boy, it's demented. I mean, really, but it's just so, I mean, it's one of those that you just get so enraptured by the story. Downton Abbey we watch, so good. Game of Thrones, we're only on like season 2, so don't spoil it. We just get the video from the library. We're so cheap. No, we're smart. That's what we are. So we like rent them from the library. So I think we're about to start season 3 of Game of Thrones. What else do we watch? Why am I drawing a blank? Oh, The Mindy Project is so funny. And I did not want to like it because I loved The Office, and Mindy, her character on The Office was really annoying. And so I was like, oh, she's starting her own show? Like, what? This is gonna be terrible. Except for it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, I tell everyone about how funny it is. And everyone's like, yeah, but I don't really like her. I don't want to watch it. I'm like, you have no idea what you're saying. Like, you've got it. And Tyler was so against it. And I finally made him watch a few of them with me. And now he's watched them all numerous times. And I'm like, told you. And I think it's on Hulu Plus. So those are kind of the ones that stand out. I mean, I watch about a million others, but those are the ones. Oh, and How It's Made. How It's Made is like a, I don't want to say documentary, which I watch documentaries all the time, but it's like a show where they just go through how things are made. And then in one episode, they'll teach you, or they'll show you like 3 different ones. And it's just like literally watching a factory line, something going through the process. But it is the best show ever. I don't know, it sounds so nerdy, I'm sure, but I love, it's like a good nap show, like to watch while you're falling asleep. Asking if we're gonna live separately until marriage. Yes, we've done it so far and we will continue. And we grappled back and forth with maybe moving in with each other, but we just decided against it because, I don't know, we're both from religious backgrounds and we're old-fashioned, and that's just what we're gonna do. I mean, there's not really any rhyme or reason, it's just the way we are. You know, it is what it is, but it makes it even more exciting to get married, to live together. I'm so excited. What's my favorite color? Like this lavender kind of color. I mean, pink is my favorite color, but I've realized that it's really more of like a lilac-y, lavender, purplish pink that I truly love. What's your favorite ride at Disney World? No way. I can't pick. All? Is that possible? All. I love the dark rides. And Tyler and I always talk about this thing at Disney where, like any of their dark rides, which are basically the rides that are inside, have this certain, we call it a Disney dank ride because it's got this like dank smell. Is dank even a word? It is in our world. I think it is. But it's got this like dank, musty smell, but it's not like bad. It's like you instantly connect that smell to like all your memories from Disney. It is so amazing. So I just love it. So any of the Disney dark rides or the Disney dank rides are just favorites for those reasons. I can't pick, I'm serious you guys, I can't pick a favorite. They're all so good. I love them all. Too much. Favorite pizza place in Chicago. Let me tell you about my favorite pizza place in Chicago. It's called Paisano's or Pisano's. I went there all the time when I lived there, and it's deep dish, but their deep dish isn't quite like Giordano's or Lou Malnati. It's not quite like that. And it's actually was opened by like Lou Malnati's, if you know that pizza, which is also delicious. The brother or someone in the family opened Paisano's. So they're owned by like the same family, kinda. But Paisano's, there's something about their crust and their sauce and their freaking cheese. I'm getting really hungry just talking about it. Oh my gosh, like it is unlike anything. So if you're ever in Chicago, go to Paisano's. There are, I know there's 2 locations. I think there might be 3. You will not be disappointed. It is amazing. My daddy just called asking advice on dishes. How long have Tyler and I been together? Like 5 years. I think our 5-year anniversary is coming up in March. Why don't you ever do makeup tutorials? Awesome question. Glad you asked. I don't, I have about 1 million answers, and I've done a couple, but first of all, I don't have the right lighting because natural light works, but it doesn't quite get across the way it looks in person, like not even close. The makeup look I've got going on right now, like I said, is a lot heavier and really it's kind of looking messy, but it looks so different in person, and I don't end up loving the way these look on camera. And anytime I've filmed a tutorial, I've never fully been satisfied. So I feel like I should have the right lighting. If I'm gonna do it, I wanna do it right. But furthermore, I just don't feel like I have much to offer that isn't already out there. And I guess that's where I always take pause because I don't wanna just put stuff out there just to put it out there. And I don't, you know what I mean? There's so many amazing makeup artists. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't have a license in it. I don't really do it well on other people. So for me, it almost just seems silly. I'm like, because I don't feel like I'm a professional at this, I just enjoy it. So that's why I always pause and think and don't end up doing it. So I will most likely in the future do a few more, but it's not gonna be a mainstay on my channel. So, you know, if that's something you're waiting on me to do very often, it's probably not gonna happen because it's just not it's not really the whole reason I started this. But I'll get into all of that in the YouTube video. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there because there are about 1,000 questions. I could be here all day. Definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this. I hope you feel like you know me just a little bit better, and I'll try and do these Q&As more often. Let me know if you'd be interested in doing like a, I would love to do one of those YouTube live broadcasts where you guys are live watching me. I just think that would be really cool. So let me know if you'd actually be interested in that. I think that'd be so fun to interact with you guys in that way. And definitely comment below with any other questions you have for future videos, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. I don't know. Let's go through. We've got berry smoothie, juicy papaya, sorbet, candy apple, tutti frutti, lollipop, and sweet tart. My favorite is peach parfait, and I don't even have it because I've used it up and I never repurchased it. But I think I've decided I just don't like the formula. These feel so messy and slidey, and they like slide all over your lips, outside of your lip line, and these aren't the kind of product I want to use a lip liner with because that kind of defeats the whole idea of a lip butter, in my opinion. So the only one I'm thinking about